I'm gonna let these 3 wheels decide what, where, and how I read for my next 3 books. I really am like so confused. I feel like I have been fundamentally changed. Our first wheel is the where I'm reading wheel. So this is going to pick where I actually read that day. I only have to read for some of my day there, but I do have to hit this spot. So there's things on here like the pool, just being outside, a coffee shop, or even on a walk. Next is the what I'm reading wheel. So this is where like TBR jar prompts to help me pick a book off my TBR. I purposefully did not put a buy a new book on here because we need to tackle the books behind us. And then last is the scariest but most exciting wheel, and that's going to be how I'm reading, so it's more challenges. Some of these tell me how long I have to read that day, some are how much of my book I have to read that day, and then some are just random. Like on here, I put match an outfit to your book or bake something based on your book. We're going to start spinning all of our wheels, so we're first going to do the where I'm reading today. I get to read in my bed. Perfect. I'm always reading in my bed. Next, we're going to spin what I'm actually reading. So I'm reading in bed. What am I going to read in bed? A new series. Let me pick the books that are new series and then we'll chat. There are quite a few books on my TBR that are a series. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them. They're all fantasy. Oh wait, technically no. I guess the fine print isn't really fantasy. And I guess Dungeon Crawler is like science fiction, but same kind of vibe. I have technically started both of these books. I started this book during my readathon a couple weeks ago. This one I started like a month or so ago. And then I also have started Once Upon a Broken Heart and Assassin's Blade. So all of these are books that I have technically read a little bit of, which make me want to pick one of these more because I've at least started them a little bit. I'm gonna be honest, this is not my vibe. I also am just not feeling the fine print. You already know if I don't know what to pick, I go based on page number. I don't know why. It really doesn't matter how long it is, but I do it anyways. This book is 402 pages, and then Dungeon Crawler is 427 pages. This doesn't really help. Should I just flip a coin? I won't be able to decide. I'm so bad at this. Okay, we're gonna make Once Upon a Broken Heart heads and Dungeon Crawler tails, and we're gonna ask to flip a coin. Flip a coin. It's heads. And low-key, that's what I wanted, so. I feel like that book's gonna go quick. I don't know why, but I just do. Okay, lastly, we have to figure out what my challenge today is gonna be. There are a couple that I definitely don't want. Like, I don't want finish today, and I don't want, yeah, that's kind of it. That's the only one I really don't want to do. I also have one that says read for blank hours, and so we have another wheel that we'll spin to read for a couple hours. We'll just see what happens. Listen instead of read, okay. So today, I cannot physically read this book. I have to only listen to it. Exciting. I'm about to go on a run, so I'm gonna bring my headphones and we'll literally start this in the car and on the run. So I did listen in the car. I listened while we ran, and then I also listened while I took a shower and got ready. So I'm officially on chapter 11 of this book. I am moving my bookmark along in the actual book so I can like see how much I've read. So I've read this much, and we're now on part 2 of this book. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know a ton about this series. I just know that it's kind of like fairy tale fantasy-esque. We're following Evangeline. She's our female main character, and she strikes up a deal with a fate. I think that's what they're called. And it's like these immortal beings in her world, but they're kind of like not in her world, but I guess they are. She finds one and she strikes a deal with him. She needs him to stop the wedding that's happening because the love of her life is marrying her stepsister, and there is just like no way that he wants to marry her. Like, he loves Evangeline, that's who he wants to be with, so she's like, he has to be cursed. I need you to stop this wedding. This is a young adult fantasy, and I don't really read a lot of young adult, but I am excited to just kind of keep going. I'm going to, I think, do some work on my computer. I might play like my New York Times games and edit a little bit, because if I'm listening, I have to be doing something. I can't just like sit and listen. So I'm gonna do that while we're listening. I am in my bed, so we're about to check that off my list. I have to read in my bed today, or listen in my bed today. Good morning, you guys. I want to do some reading today, but before I read, I have to spin our wheels. So I was going to tell you how much I read yesterday. I got to page 109. I think I was like in the middle of chapter 14. So I'm just going to like start that chapter over because I don't know why I stopped in the middle. I feel like if I was actually reading, I probably would have gotten a little bit more done, but that's okay. So first, we'd spin where I'm going to read today. I do have some plans today, so some of these might not work. That was like the one that I didn't want. So I guess we're going to the pool today. I'm not going to go for long because I do have to go do some stuff, but okay, I guess we're going to the pool today. Since I'm still reading a book, we're not going to spin the what I'm reading wheel, but we are going to spin how I'm reading. Again, I have plans from like 1 o'clock today until the end of the day, so some of these are like not gonna work, but so it does say I have to finish my book today. I'm gonna be honest, there's pretty slim chances that it's 8:30 right now and I have until about 1 o'clock. So the two that I did not want today were literally go to the pool and finish. So like whatever, we're just gonna get into this book, I guess, because now I really gotta clock in and focus. So let's get to reading. It's a little bit later. I have been reading and then I listened while I was like in the shower and getting ready, and I'm baking some sourdough loaves. So I'm now, I think, halfway through. I'm getting more intrigued. I definitely can tell it's young adult, which is fine, but I don't know, like I don't really read a lot of young adult, so I feel like it is kind of obvious to me that this definitely is young adult, but the story is really interesting. I honestly have like no idea what to expect. The back of the book really doesn't tell you a lot, so there are a lot of like times when everyone's stressed up, and I love that, and I love trials and like missions and things like that, and so that has definitely become a prominent part of this. I really am like so confused. They keep hinting to things, and so I'm like, there's a lot of things I'm like assuming are going to come out in the second half, but I don't know. I feel like we've been hinting to like a lot of stuff, so I don't know what of that is true, what of it isn't. So I'm gonna keep going. I do kind of feel like I could finish this. It's honestly very quick, and the words on the page are so big, so I feel like it's going pretty fast, and like listening to it, like I haven't stopped reading / listening to this book until this second, so I definitely think if I keep this up, I can get through more of it. So I'm on page 248. Let me see what chapter I'm on. 36, and like, this is not going how I thought it would, and I'm so glad, because what I thought was gonna happen, I was like kind of not excited for, but this is going like so much better than I imagined. Also, I'm obsessed with the whole like gossip newspaper thing. It's cracking me up. They haven't talked about it in like a minute, but anytime they did bring it up, it always made me laugh, because like I love that it's giving gossip. That's hilarious. Anyways, this is getting really good, and I can't believe that I've read basically all this except for 100. I was on page 108 this morning, and I'm on page 248, so I've read 140 pages, and it's not even 11 o'clock yet. It's so good. I cannot believe that I can sit here and tell you that I finished this book today. That is so nuts. So I went to the pool, obviously, like the wheel had me doing, like you saw. I was planning to leave early because Josie and I were supposed to go to a needlepoint store today, but we ended up deciding to like stay at the pool. So I did finish this at the pool. I was not expecting that. I wasn't expecting to go to the pool today, and I was definitely not expecting to finish a book today. I am so impressed with myself. Let's actually talk about Once Upon a Broken Heart. I ended up giving this 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. Yes, my challenge was to finish it, but it went so quick. Like I never felt like I was forcing myself to finish. I was so into this story. Like, I could not put it down. Let me just say, the back of the book gives you literally not even a hint into what goes on in this book. So I do want to be very cautious of things that I'm saying. But every twist and turn, I was very much like, had no idea what was going to happen. I was so surprised every time there was a twist or a turn or something that kind of like changed what we were doing, or even like our goal. Every single time it got me, I was so shocked. And I will say it was a lot to like process. I did have to like go back and reread paragraphs occasionally because I was like, wait, I don't remember this, or like, what are we talking about? And I was getting a little bit confused, but oh my gosh, this is the most cliffhanger I think I've ever read in my life. Like, it literally feels like it just stops in the middle of a book. Like, there should be 300 more pages to read, because like, what do you mean? I enjoyed it so much. I was not expecting it to be this amazing, and I am 1000% going to get the second book. Yeah, I'm just shocked. What I do want to do is read what is the second one about, because I'm curious now. It is time for us to spin our wheels again. Since I did finish my last book, we're gonna spin all 3 wheels to get a new book as well. I did add an extra prompt to my what I'm actually reading wheel because we picked our book club book for the month. It's now August. So I think I put on there something about like my book club book. So we can go get that if we land on it. But of course, first we have to spin where I'm going to be reading. So let's just see what we get. The porch. Perfect. I love to read on our little screened-in porch at my house. It's like my favorite element of a house is either a screened-in porch or like a sunroom. I love those. So we can definitely do that. Now we need to pick our what I'm reading prompt. I don't know if there's any I don't want. I don't want like lowest on Goodreads, just because who wants the lowest? Yeah, that's it. That's the only one I don't want. Or another one that's like start a new series. I don't really want to get that one again. So it says intimidated by, so I have to pick a book that I'm a little bit intimidated by. There are a couple on my shelf that I've had on here for a while, so I'm going to show you guys what I'm thinking. There's only 3 books that I would say I'm genuinely intimidated by on my shelf. The first one is Six of Crows. I've heard a lot about this book, and I'm going to be honest, the back of it gives you like absolutely nothing. So I think I'm intimidated because A, it's like a lot of books. I don't think it's technically, it's just a duology. There's like a ton of books in this world. It's also pretty long. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, it's like 450 pages. So it's actually not that long. But something about it is just a little intimidating. I think fantasy in general intimidates me. Next is The Assassin's Blade. I do have the entire Throne of Glass series. I just have not started them yet. I personally want to start with this one just because I like the chronological order of things. But even if I start with Throne of Glass, still intimidated by it. It's such a big series, such like important series, I feel like, in the book world. So it's just a little nerve-wracking. I have actually started this. I think I got to chapter 4. I have a bookmark in here. And it was good so far, but just like any fantasy obviously is a bit intimidating. And arguably the book I am the most intimidated by, Babel. Another book I've heard so much about. It just like really is so intimidating. I don't know how to explain it other than it just is so intimidating. I don't know why, but something about the way it looks and like the fact that the words are so small on the pages. Out of these 3, I'm definitely the most intimidated by Babel. So I guess that means we're starting Babel today. I'm honestly glad that I'm doing these wheels, because if I didn't pick that prompt, who knows when and if I'd ever read that book. Okay, now we have to pick my how I'm reading. Obviously, I don't want to get finished today because it's already 12:30. And since the last time we spun, I got finished today. If I get it, I might respin. I just feel like it's not fun to get like the same prompts over and over again. The only other one I don't want to get, I don't know. That's kind of the only one I'm like really not wanting. So let's just see. Annotate. Decided to annotate this book. That's not that bad. That's actually a pretty good prompt to get. I do have some little sticky notes that we can use. So today we have to read on the porch. We have to annotate our book, and we are reading Babel. I don't know how long this book is going to take me. I do want to do 3 different books in this video, so we're we're here to spin the wheels for another day. I did not read like any yesterday. I'm only 26 pages into this book. I was just not in the reading mood, and like I'm never gonna force myself to read because I feel like the more I force it when I don't want to, like the less I'm gonna want to do it. So today we're gonna spin some wheels and hopefully that will spark some more reading curiosity today. So first let's figure out where we're reading. It is still cloudy. I think it's gonna be cloudy and rainy all week. So the pool and the park are just like not ideal, but who knows. On a walk, so I need to listen to it while I'm walking. Okay. Honestly, that's not a bad prompt. Like, I don't really want to go on a walk, but this will force me to go on a walk, so that's perfect. Since we already have a book, we're not going to spin the reading wheel, but now we're going to spin how I'm going to read, so our challenge. I don't really want bake based on this book because the only food they've talked about in the first 26 pages is, like, potatoes and ham. I really don't like either of those things. Well, I love potatoes. Don't really like ham. So I don't know what I'd bake, but we'll just see. Annotate again. Since we got that yesterday, should I spin the wheel again? Because like, yeah, we're gonna spin the wheel again. I'm not removing it because I want to have the prompts on there, but we're gonna do something different because I did that yesterday. Read only after dark? You're kidding. That means I can only read at night. Which is like honestly fine, but I'm not gonna walk at night. So maybe we'll listen, like we do our walk, and since we're technically not like reading, we're listening. Even though reading and listening are the same thing, we can walk during the day. I will not walk at night. That sounds a little bit scary. But all other reading I do has to be at night, which I do have to get up early tomorrow, so I don't want to stay up super late, but okay, that's an interesting reading day we have. So let's just get to going on our walk, I guess. Good morning. I've just woken up and I like already want to get to reading, so we're gonna go ahead and spin our wheels. I'm enjoying this book a lot. I just know it's gonna take me a while. Like the words on the page are small and I'm only just now on chapter 3, and I will say the chapters are pretty long. Like this is literally 2 chapters and I'm on page 46, so like 20 pages a chapter is a lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and spin our wheels. Oh my gosh, we almost got the pool. That would have been nuts. On the couch. Perfect. I love reading on the couch. Now let's do my challenge. Oh gosh. So it says screen time picks my reading time, which basically means we're going to go back and look at what my screen time was this day last week, and however long I was on my phone last week is how long I have to read today. Guys, my screen time is so high. My screen time was 6 hours and 15 minutes. That feels like a lot. That's a lot of hours. Okay, I'm gonna start our timer. We're gonna get to reading our book. I've gotten ready for the day. I've been listening to the book. I am 45 minutes in and I'm on page 64. So slowly but surely we're chugging along. It is so entertaining. Like I'm actually really enjoying this book. I think I was so intimidated by it because it just sounds intimidating, but it really isn't. Like I'm having a good time. So I'm driving to go get breakfast. I'm gonna listen in the car. Probably gonna read obviously more today. So I'll just see you guys when I'm reading. Have an update for you guys. So let's catch up on yesterday. I was supposed to read for 6.5 hours. I read for 2 hours and 14 minutes. I am on chapter 7 of this book, so I'm 120 pages in. I am really enjoying this, but oh my gosh, it's just taking me so long. This book is like just a lot to read and I'm enjoying it, but it's gonna take me a minute to get through it. So for the sake of like this video and not having to spin the wheel for like 2 weeks straight to get through this book, I'm gonna take a pause on Babbel and we're going to spin the wheel and pick a new book to kind of get through. I do want something that will be a bit quicker, a bit more fun. So let's just get right to our little wheel. You guys know the drill. It's a bit cloudy, so you know what I don't want. What else do I not really want? I don't really want sunrise. That would mean I have to be up really early tomorrow, and like I don't want to be up early tomorrow. But everything else, I'm good with. The kitchen. How exciting. Okay, we have to read in the kitchen today. Now let's pick what I'm reading. I don't want to get a prompt that's like start a new series or intimidated by, or I want to get like random pick, new author, mood read, prettiest cover, something like that. Or like my book club book. A 5-star prediction. Ooh, that's such a good prompt. Okay, let me look at my books and then I'll pick the ones that I think. Okay, I think I have like 3 that I consider, or like I'm assuming might be 5 stars. First is My Friends by Frederick Bachman. I did read Beartown. I didn't give that 5 stars, but I did really enjoy it. And I think that this specific book, I would maybe enjoy like a tad bit more and would probably get 5 stars. Next is Theo of Golden. And this is 5 stars because it feels like it's along the same theme of like The Correspondent, Remarkably Bright Creatures. Like it's not the same at all, but like in my brain, those themes kind of overlap, and I loved those books so much. And also just like everybody and their mother is loving this book, so I think this one might be 5 stars. And then last is Powerless by Elsie Silver. I love the Chestnut Springs series. This is the 3rd book in it. The first one was a 5 star, the second one was like a 4.5, so I do think that this one could also possibly be a 5 star. Out of these 3, the one that I'm like pretty certain will be a 5 star is Theo of Golden. I have just heard nothing but amazing things, so this is our next read. I'm so excited. I was really wanting to read this or an Ellen book. I don't know if an Ellen book would be a 5 star though. Like I'm not 100% sure, so I didn't put it in that little pile. Okay, we need to read in the kitchen. We're reading Theo of Golden, and let's see what our little challenge prompt. Like this book, if I got finished today, like I wouldn't be mad. But if I was reading Babel and I got finished today, I would be like, there's no way. There's literally no way. Finish at least half. Okay, so we just have to get halfway through this book. Let's see how many pages it is so I know where I need to stop. 384. I'm gonna have to use my calculator. I need to get to page 192. So that's like a pretty chunk of this book. I'm gonna put a bookmark in where that page is so I know. It's like in the middle of a chapter, so I'm just gonna go all the way to 196. Did I say 392? 192. Did I say that? Anyways, that's the middle of a chapter. So I'm going to push it up to 196. Chapter 33 is where I need to be. Oh my gosh, do I have no rogue bookmarks? That's not good. Let me go find one really quick. I am sad to report that I did not get to the halfway mark yesterday. I fell asleep at page 152, so I was really close, but I just didn't get there. How I read almost all of Once Upon a Broken Heart in a day, I just don't understand. But I did, so clearly I can do it. I'm gonna be honest, ever since like Monday of this week, I've just been so busy that like I don't have all the time in the world to read, which is obviously realistic. Like who has all the time in the world to read? But anyways, I really want to read this book. I'm really enjoying it. Sorry, my hair looks so odd. I just need it out of my face. I'm sorry, I'm so mad at my hair. I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna leave it like this and brush it in a minute. The park. I don't know of a park that I could go to. Oh wait, yes I do. Okay, we're gonna go to a park today. It is really nice today. This is like the first day this week that it's been like sunny and not cloudy all day. Now let's do how I'm reading and what my challenge is gonna be. Screen time picks my reading time. Oh no, I've been on my phone so much that my screen time is so high. Okay, this day last week I was on my phone for 5 hours and 8 minutes. Okay, well, this is just less time we're gonna be on our phone today. So I'm gonna start a timer and we will just start reading. Again, I don't know if I'm gonna have 5 hours to read today, but we're gonna try our very best. I'm leaving to go meet my mom and some of her friends to play Mahjong, but I've read for 2 hours and 10 minutes today. I was gonna listen while I was in the car, but I ran out of Spotify listen hours, and I don't really want to pay for more because I don't listen a ton to books. It just kind of depends. Like right now I'm listening, but I typically don't. So that means we're gonna have to get 3 hours in when I get back, which I'm not so sure if that'll happen. I feel bad that I keep like not completing these challenges, and who knows, maybe I will complete it. But yeah, I feel weird about it. Like it feels weird, but I'm just being real. This is just what's happening. So I'm gonna go, and if I read more today, you guys will see. If not, I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. Good morning. Just woken up. Haven't even brushed my hair yet, but I'm excited to get some more reading done. Like I said yesterday, I did not get to my full 5 hours, but I have about this much of my book left. So I'm extremely positive I'm going to finish it today. So we're just gonna spin and see what we get. Kitchen. We're gonna read in my kitchen. Perfect. Now for our challenge. Match outfit to book. Honestly, I'm excited because it's not telling me how many hours I have to read, and clearly I'm not good with the time that I have to read. So this book is black and white and gold. I mean, it's mostly white, so I'm gonna need a white outfit. I'm actually washing a lot of my clothes right now, so I guess I'm gonna take a shower and get ready for the day, and we're gonna pick something that matches this vibe, and then we're gonna go finish this in my kitchen. I don't have that many pairs of like white pants, and all of my white tops are in the wash right now, so I'm just going with these linen beigey pants. And then because a lot of the text is black, I felt like a black tank top. These pants are a little bit too big, so I have to roll them, which makes them look a little funky, but we're just going with it. I feel like I match pretty good. So here's my outfit. So I did indeed finish Thief of Golden. I can confidently say that I was correct in assuming this would be a 5-star because this is a 5-star read. All of my thoughts on this book will be in my August reading wrap up, but let me just say, I feel like I have been fundamentally changed after reading this book. It is such a sweet story, and it really just makes you realize like all of the ways you can be such a good person and be a good friend, and just that there's so much you can do in life whether you're in your early age or your older age. Like I just love Theo, and I love everything he stands for and his story, and like to me, he is real. To me, he is a real person, and all these people are real to me. Like, I can't believe these are not real people, and this is not a real story. Like, this is so real to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I had so much fun. I am going to continue to read Babel, hopefully. That will be in my August wrap-up, because hopefully I'll finish it this month. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Love ya. Bye.